Hello, this is the Biological Channel. Welcome to episode 2 of my cannabinoid science tutorials. The purpose of this episode is to destroy the myth of edible cannabis, edible marijuana. First thing you should consider while I'm discussing this is that people often need this. You don't want to smoke it, don't want to buy a proper vaporizer, etc. They don't have any, they're depressed, they have nausea, vomiting, etc. Mesis, that's vomiting. Cannabis is the best, the only really decent antiemetic. So, due to its poor absorption, etc., whatever, that right there, mesis, is one thing really going against eating any sort of cannabis product. Now, let's go to what really goes on. Let's talk about the fact that when you shove those cannabis gummy bears, whatever, in your mouth, etc., the fact is that there's malabsorption, and depending on the amount of fat in the gut and your motility, whether it's rapid or slow or so on, you're going to get a minimum of 57% of what you take in wasted, and up to 90%. A lot of that 90% is going to depend on these two factors, fat in the gut, motility. But this is really what is happening when you take all that time in making edibles and so on. It's just not easily absorbed in the gut. And before I get to what's happening in the gut, let's go on to the next one. I want to get this done in a little over 3 minutes if possible. Okay. Unlike nicotine, you're really, when you're smoking a marijuana cigarette, which by the way should never use bongs or any of that other stuff, because you're making it. Yeah, you have to understand the nature of an orifice. Here's an orifice. Study the dynamics of orifices, of that compression and temperature increase before you then. You'll see what I mean. But unlike nicotine, which when combusted destroys 99% of it, 99, that doesn't really happen with the much more durable hydrophobic cannabinol. And it's one of the best systems of delivery other than a good vaporizer. And for many drugs, I need to make this point, which I'm going to make with the final page here. You see, you people are trying to do it every which way you can. You hippies are just obsessed with all sorts of things. You're just not scientists, you're just hippies. For many medications, there's only one pathway of administration. And for cannabis, it's the lungs, because if nothing else, the last thing you're doing when you're alive is you're still breathing. Even with the help of a machine, we can still hook up a vaporizer and cure you of all sorts of diseases by just pumping cannabis vapor into your tracheotomy, tracheostomy. So, yeah, there's actually a very good heavy-duty German vaporizer. I'm not going to advertise for them or anything like that. You can find certain distributors. You may be able to look it up. And really, you're stupid if you pay more than $300 for it. I've got a friend that retails them up in Maine for $700. But you can get it for $300. They can serve a whole family, heavy-duty, last a lifetime, serve your whole neighborhood if that's what you need. And those other little vaporizers, stuff like that, those things are so, they're just not cost effective, and they wear out real quickly. So the point I need to get to here is the final reason that completely destroys the myth of edible marijuana is that when you orally administer Delta-9 THC cannabis, it produces the metabolite 11-hydroxy-THC, which is the only cannabinoid that produces a perceived effect toxicity. Now, there's no actual demonstrable toxicity, no proven, no measurable. It's perceived effect. It makes certain people feel very uneasy, uncomfortable, not well, and I'm pretty sure that's because they have a dopaminergic defect. They are a schizophrenic, just kind of on the borderline, not really over it. And it can cause a possible psychotic break. And in the future, I'll go on to discuss that I'm the person that coined the term primary neuromodulator, which is what cannabis is and makes it an excellent diagnostic. But this, to go back one more time, this is why you do not eat cannabinol, cannabis, or any kind of edible cannabinoids, is between the malabsorption and the producing of this metabolite, 11-hydroxy-THC, which can really mess some people up. It's just stupid. Between the waste, the time you waste, the product that you waste excreting, I do mean excreta, you're just stupid. That's it. Took me 7 minutes. I'm done. See you next time.